What's up, guys? Happy Halloween! It's essentially Halloween, but we're back. Dr. Jaws here, and tonight we've got the. This is the one and only shark that actually kind of. I don't know what the right word is. Like, it's kind of. I don't know if scary is the right word, but it's the one shark that actually has an effect on me. So, hey, Howard, welcome back. Good evening to you too. How are you? Did you have a good weekend? Cause basically last week it was like the big Halloween weekend. So I personally had a fun time. My girlfriend and I went to Busch Gardens Hallow Scream, which is a super cool event that they do at the park, where everything is like turned into like a haunted house. Very scary, pretty fun. So definitely feeling the Halloween vibes. And what's funny is, like, I kind of chickened out as far as scary movies. Haven't really seen anything scary. Tomorrow I'm going to marathon, I think, some creepy ghost shows and try to do Halloween justice. So, but did you have a good weekend? And also, by the way, thank you so much for this wonderful drawing, which exemplifies what freaks me out about this shark. So this is the pocket shark. Awesome. Howard, very well. Great weekend. Went to a Halloween party Saturday. Awesome. Did you guys wear costumes at all, or? Because like I didn't really do costumes this weekend. I've got this Beetlejuice thing going on right now, but that's all I got for this year. I have a bat suit somewhere, but I kind of did the Batman thing with the Ninja Lantern shark. So right now for Pocket Shark. Pocket Shark's a weird little shark that I think is more in line with the Beetlejuice theme. So, yeah, like I heard about the species probably 10 years ago, I want to say. Oh, sorry, just saw a comment come in. Oh, nice. Most people were in costume, went as a pirate. Awesome. Yeah, I had like a whole Jack Sparrow costume, and I think I kind of lost pieces of it, or I gave pieces away. But like in college, I had like a whole thing, so that's super fun. Like can't go wrong with a pirate. That's super cool. So awesome. Fits with the nautical theme too. For tonight, like this is going to be kind of a cool night because we're going to be talking about the pocket shark. There's not too much information on this species, so I've kind of expanded some more deep sea topics, in general, which I think kind of fits with like making this more of a special episode, something about kind of the deep, dark weirdness of the abyss for Halloween. So I think it'll be pretty cool. I'd like to dive into it. But yeah, so pocket shark I heard about the species probably around 10 years ago. It was newly discovered, I think, in 2015. So I guess not 10 years ago then. I think it's 2015. It became very popular kind of right when I was like leaving college. There was more news stories about it. It was becoming incorporated into like Sharks of the World. So I haven't really heard about this when I was like growing up at all. And then I think kind of after college, the species caught my attention. And it's a weird shark. Like I love all sharks, and there's oh, hey, good point. There's a second species from Gulf of Mexico. Yes, so there's the American pocket shark, which we'll actually take a sneak peek at tonight, because there's a really cool study that is comparing the two species. So the original pocket shark and then the American pocket shark. So it's gonna be cool to check them out. But yeah, like this thing is. I've always grown up like loving all sharks, and finding all the details of all the sharks really cool. Even weird things like sand tiger sharks have intrauterine cannibalism. A lot of sharks are actually cannibalistic. Like bull sharks are cannibalistic. There's a lot of weird details, and those don't really faze me. Sharks can exude or regurgitate their stomachs to clean it out, and then suck their stomachs back in. That's a wild behavior, but that doesn't really faze me, and I think as like a biology guy, it's like I have a pretty high tolerance for things that are kind of like gross or lurid or just, I feel like I have a pretty high tolerance for those things. So that being said, when I first heard about what the pocket shark is and what it does, it's the first time I ever felt like a visceral reaction of like, oh, that's a little weird. So I'm excited to kind of dive into it tonight and to kind of learn more about it and hopefully kind of like maybe overcome that gut reaction. And what I'm referring to is the pocket shark literally has pockets in the sense that behind its pectoral fins, it has these like orifices, and that's the right word for it. And it kind of grosses me out saying it, honestly, but it has these like weird orifices that exude like this fluid, this bioluminescent fluid. And there's a couple of theories about what that is. I think one of them is maybe attracting mates. I think one of them is maybe as a way to avoid predators. But it's a really weird feature that just like, I don't know why it gets me, but it just kind of gets me as like, it's I've always felt really weirded out by it and very uncomfortable with it. I think the best way to describe it is it, what is the fear of like, oddly placed holes? Like, do you know what I'm talking about, where it's like porophobia or trypophobia, or it's like where you have like, if you see like a sequence of like not like honeycombs, but like weird holes in places, it just kind of triggers a part of your brain that's just like, oh god, that's a little gross, you know? Like, I think that's the closest way to I can explain to like why the pocket shark has grossed me out a little bit. So, which is a shame, because it's like, I love all sharks and I want to love the species, and you know, I think this is one of those things where it's like, as we dive in, we're just going to learn more about it and we're going to overcome the fear. And trypophobia, gotcha. I just saw the comment. Trypophobia. Yeah. I like trypophobia mildly gets me a little bit. Usually I'm pretty okay. I tolerance of those images, but like, it's not too high. So yeah. But I think that's the best way. Like people who have trypophobia. Sorry about that. Back. But basically like I was saying, I think the feeling that people get when they have trypophobia is similar to kind of how I feel when I kind of think about the pocket shark and what it uses the orifices for. And it's just very weird to me. So, but sorry, so I kind of went on a tangent. This drawing is really great because it captures like, you know, this is part of the Lachidae. It is a kitefin shark, so it captures that, you know, kind of like cylindrical body, like that round body with the small fins, and like the pocket shark famously has kind of like a snub nose. Some people have compared it to like a sperm whale, like a miniature sperm whale. So it's really cool detail. Howard, I love the expression on this shark where it looks like kind of like an alien creature, and I actually sincerely love that, because this is definitely the most alien shark to me. It's the weirdest one for me. It's definitely like goblin sharks, viper dogfish, like I don't think they have anything on the pocket shark. I think the pocket shark is genuinely the weirdest one for me. So yeah. And I really appreciate this awesome detail of the actual cloud of fluid. So that is actually coming from the pocket. So this little black area right here is the pocket on the pocket shark. And yeah, Howard, I thought mini sperm whale too. Yeah, like it's funny because like this shark has made a lot of rounds in the press, like more so than other new species. In part because of like what it looks like. Like the shape looks like a cute, adorable small sperm whale. A lot of people think pocket sharks look cute, and I think those people maybe don't understand that like it's got these pockets. It's you know, like because it is an adorable shark when you look at it, but when you take a second look, it's like, oh, this is kind of a weird feature. But maybe that's just me. So we'll dive into it. But I love this detail where you do have the pocket right here, and then you definitely have this cloud of fluid exuding from the pocket as the shark swims through the deep sea. So yeah, I really think this is awesome. Thank you so much for submitting this. This looks great. I also love the detail about the collar around kind of like the gills. It's a nice common feature with the Delatiid, so super cool detail. But this is great. Thank you so much for sharing this. So yeah. And I think with that, I don't know if I have any more. I had one kind of fun thing. There's no footage on the pocket shark whatsoever, but what's kind of funny... Oh shoot, I'm probably screwing up. Squama parini. What's kind of funny is when you type in Mollisquama parini, like the scientific name, or if you type in pocket shark, one of my old videos does come up. Or I thought it did. Never mind. That's embarrassing. I thought... There it is, yeah, okay. 7 creepiest sharks you never heard of. This is like when I was like literally just like right out of college. I look so much younger actually. But yeah, pocket shark was definitely the #1 on my list. I think I had like the big eye hammerhead, or sorry, the big eye thresher was on the list. Big eye sand tiger was on the list, and I forget the other 4 species. But fun little fact. So pocket shark. If you type in pocket shark on YouTube or Mollisquama parini on YouTube, it's so unknown that I literally am like one of the few videos that kind of covers it. So I just noticed that the stream was one of the few videos that was covering it too. So thank you, Howard. Oh my God, do you ever look young? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, those were days. I had a bit more hair then. So. But yeah, all right, let's dive in to Mollisquama parini, the pocket shark. So in this like description right here in this original image, you can kind of see that feature that I was talking about. So this is the thing. It's this pocket, this weird orifice, and it's such a weird feature. Like when you think about like shark evolution, like no other shark across the board like has anything remotely like this. And it's like what is it? And like where did it come from? Is it like a weird mutation of like a gill, or like how in the world did this evolve, you know? So it's so weird. It's really disconcerting. Okay, I'm definitely feeling like weirded out by it, but like no joke, this shark does something to me. But we'll learn more about it. Trying to see if we can get a good picture. I think we do have. There we go. So here's a photo of a live specimen, or sorry, a dead specimen, but like an actual specimen as opposed to like a drawing. And here's a picture of the pocket shark, where it is proportionally very cute. It has a little snub nose. I know the specimen is damaged, but little snub nose, small little mouth, this bulbous head, little white gill slits, and then here, and it's actually kind of cool to see that this is like kind of like rimmed in this like nice looking blue, but here is the pocket, like here is like the orifice behind the pectoral fin of this species. So everything else looks cute and normal. It's actually kind of cool to see like how huge the dermal denticles are. Like when you zoom in, you can see these like little dots. Like those are pretty big and widely spaced dermal denticles actually. So I don't know if we've seen a shark quite like that, as far as like having such large denticles and like, you know, such wide spacing on the denticles. So it's an adorable little caudal fin. Yeah, this is such a weird feature. So I think what we'll do for tonight is, and this might be the American pocket shark, the new one for this study. So, but I think what we'll do for tonight is we'll go through just in general what the pocket shark is, the research papers with the pocket shark, and then we got some cool deep sea stuff just in general for the end. So, so making it kind of more of like a special Halloween episode. But let's start with good old fish base. So, fish base, great go-to for pretty much any fish in the world. I don't believe we'll probably have a lot of photos, but I'm just going to click on the photo section just in case. So, let's see. Whoop. We just have this illustration. I think it's probably the same illustration or similar illustration to slightly different, actually. Well, slight differences between the two, but very similar image to the sharkreferences.com. So you can see like this uniquely cylindrical body, like shared by the Delatiids, like the cookie cutter shark, or kite fin sharks. Very small dorsal fins that are equal in size, kind of adorable caudal fin, And then there's that weird pocket feature right behind the pectoral fin. So it's so weird. It's just like, and the angle is so weird too. It's like you have the gills that are pretty vertical, and this is like at a 45-degree angle. Very odd species. So let's check out the fish base profile, because it's like, I can't think of any other shark. There's no other shark that has anything like that. Most sharks have like spiracles, but this is such a different feature. And I keep thinking about hammerheads in terms of like, how hammerheads are such a unique branch with like just that cephalofoil. Like I feel like this is an equally weird and unique feature for this line of sharks. So let's see. The name Mollisquama, mollusk comes from soft, squama comes from scale, referring to its soft scales, apparently unique among sharks. Interesting. Parini is in honor of ichthyologist Nikolai Vasilievich Parin, okay, in the Russian Academy of Sciences. Interesting. On an authority on the fauna of the Nazca Submarine Ridge east of Chile, where holotype was collected. So this shark was collected near Chile. Interesting. It says the deep water species somewhere around 330 meters, so that's the twilight zone. This is where the one specimen was taken. Ovoviparous, so I think most of the sharks, all the sharks we've done this month have been squaliforms, and I think most of them have been ovoviparous. Let's see. And that's really it on fish base, really not a lot on the species. So let's check out IUCN Red List for the pocket shark, Mollisquama parini. It's least concern, which is good. So maybe I'm going to guess it's just such a rare species that there really is not much known about it. This is a really limited range. So, and this is like the same area off of Chile. Gotcha. What's kind of cool is like this is, I'm noticing this like kind of convergence of plates, it looks like. These look like seamounts right here. This line, this light blue line. So I wonder if that's gonna kind of come into like habitat preference. But let's check out why it's least concern. The pocket shark is a poorly known small shark to at least 40 centimeters total length, known from a single record collected at international waters on the Nazca Submarine Ridge off northern Chile in the southeast Pacific. The only known specimen was taken at a depth of 3 out of 30 meters over very deep water, over 3,000 meters. It was collected by a research vessel, and its small size and midwater habitat limit its catchability in major fishing gears. Although population trend is unknown for the pocket shark, it is suspected to be stable based on the lack of threats within its range. Therefore, there's nothing to infer or suspect population reduction at this time, and the species is assessed as least concern. So that's good. It's nice to know that the little pocket shark is doing okay. So, good to know. Let's see if we get some cliff notes in biology or habitat. Let's see. The holotype was a maturing female with small oocytes in its ovaries. Ooh. Nazca Ridge sits in water 3,000 meters deep, and therefore the species is mesopelagic and probably epipelagic. That's really it for IUCN Red List, so really mysterious species. And then we'll check sharkreferences.com, and then we'll go into the actual papers with the pocket shark. So these are pretty cool tooth types. Let me, there's no real notes on that, but it's kind of interesting to see, I'm assuming these are the top teeth right here, how these are very needly, and these look like fantastic like fish or squid catching teeth, like very like hook-like. And yet the bottom teeth are very much like cookie cutter sharks, very much like the other delations, where it's just this nice belt of, for the most part, equally sized teeth that are like a wider triangular pattern with very deep roots. So it could be that it uses the top teeth to snatch prey or grip prey, and then the bottom teeth to maybe like do that twisting motion and tear chunks of prey off. So pretty cool The sharks, all the sharks that we've seen this month for spooky season, really cool dentition. Like this has been a very unique tooth arrangement where it's like this one belt of like teeth, acting as like one blade. It's pretty cool. I think these are the dermal denticles, and I'm assuming this is maybe a cross section of the pocket right here, E, but I don't know. Mollisquama parini, 1984. New shark from the family Squalidae, caught in Alaska Submarine Ridge, 1984. So this is where. So interesting. So the shark was named in 1984. And is this literally the only species? It's kind of cool when you think about it, where we have this one occurrence of the species in Chile, and then you have the new pocket shark, the American pocket shark, which was very recently discovered. So this is a really rare group of sharks. Very, very cool. Hey, Roy, what's up? Welcome back. They're shed as a complete file. Nice, good call, Howard, for the bottom teeth. That's super cool. Also, really like something about it is kind of gross, but still, it's like really cool for the Delations. I would say the Delations, since this is like a member of the family Delacidae, I would say this is probably. I'm gonna say the Delations are kind of the creepiest sharks. Is just my personal opinion. Like, between the cookie cutter shark that swallows its own teeth and the pocket shark that has like, this weird pocket thing going on, I'm gonna say, for me personally and for my taste, this is the weirdest shark family for me. So appropriate for Halloween. But how you doing, Roy? Did you have a good Halloween weekend? We have the official Halloween tomorrow, but I'm sure most people. I know Howard celebrated last weekend. I went to a Halloween theme park last weekend, which was awesome. Let's see. I don't think there's any other. I have another. Whoop, not that. I think I have another article. This is the new pocket shark. Okay. Yeah, we'll go into that in detail in a little bit. So. Oh, nice, Roy. My Halloween was packed full of riders, but otherwise it was great. Awesome. Yeah, I actually thought about you because I went to Busch Gardens and Howl-O-Scream, and the park was packed, and there were like 2 cars that broke down in the middle of the gate. It was like, oh my gosh, it was I've never seen it that crowded. So Howard, their whole environment is freaky. Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm really excited for tonight. We'll be going into this cool. There's this really cool like deep sea simulator thing. We'll be kind of like checking out. So I'm pretty excited for that. So yeah, as far as general information on the pocket shark, really not a lot. There's no footage of this species whatsoever, so let's dive into some actual science. Starting with, this is from 2015, the first record of Mollisquama species from the Gulf of Mexico with a morphological comparison to the holotype description of Mollisquama parini. So tonight's shark is Mollisquama parini, the original pocket shark. But this record is describing what Howard mentioned, the American pocket shark, which is a brand new species. And the cool thing is they're going to be talking about 2 species, or both species, in this article. So let's check it out. From Mark Grace, Michael Doozy, Henry Bart, and Gavin Naylor. So the description of the pocket shark genus Mollisquama is based on a single known specimen collected from the Nazca Ridge in the southeast Pacific Ocean. A second Mollisquama specimen has been captured in the central Gulf of Mexico, establishing a considerable range extension and a parturition locality because the specimen has a healed vitelline scar. Both the holotype of Mollisquama parini and the Gulf of Mexico specimen possess the remarkable pocket gland with its large, slit-like external opening located just above the pectoral fin. It's so weird. It's such a weird feature. Features found on the Gulf of Mexico specimen that were not noted in the description of Mollisquama parini include a series of ventral abdominal photophore agglomerations, and a modified dermal denticle surrounded by a radiating arrangement of denticles just posterior to the mouth. Based on a morphometric and meristic comparison of the Gulf of Mexico specimen with information and a description of Mollisquama parini, the Gulf of Mexico specimen is identified as Mollisquama species due to differences in tooth morphology and vertebral count. Phylogenetic analysis of NADH2 gene sequences places Mollisquama's sister to Delacius plus Isistius within the family Delaciidae. Interesting. So Isistius is a cookie cutter shark. Delacius, I believe, is a kitefin shark, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we'll kind of scan through this and pick out some things that are of interest as far as the pocket shark goes. So here we go. This is interesting, though. Kitefin sharks of the family Delaciidae comprise 7 genera, of which 5 are monotypic, the highest percentage of monotypic genera of any family in the order Squaliformes. So I think that means, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 1 species per genus, and genera usually have, like, I guess an example would be a basking shark. A basking shark would be monotypic of the genus Cedorinus. So a lot of these are unique species. Mollisquama is unique. I think there's multiple cookie cutter shark specimens now, or species now. So, but I guess the point is, like, this is a very wild family where, like, there's a lot of rare specimens at higher orders of classification. So Delaciids are distinguished from other squaliform sharks by their snout shapes, strong jaws, lower teeth with high blade-like crowns, dorsal fins without spines. Oh, you know what? I didn't know that. I think we did talk about that a couple streams ago, but it's so funny. I'm used to squaliforms having the spines that I forgot that. Oh yeah, that's a little bit unique as far as squaliforms go, because these are like the dogfish sharks, which famously have spines, and kitefin sharks don't have them. So. And the lack of an anal fin. Let's see. Some species are known to be luminescent, a feature that may add in attracting prey or as counter-illumination to facilitate predatory behavior. Okay, we talked about this, but this is a cool summary. Sharks of the genus Isistius, cookie cutter sharks, employ unique feeding behavior that allows them to use their cookie cutter-like teeth to excise a nearly symmetrical oval flesh plug from a variety of prey species, including marine mammals, tunas, billfishes, and squids. Delaciids in general possess relatively similar dentitions and jaw structures. One of the rarest monotypic Delaciids, Mollisquama parini, was described from a single female specimen collected from the Nazca submarine ridge. Mollisquama parini is unique within squaliforms because of the distinctive dermal denticle morphology and conspicuous external slits that form the opening to a villi-lined internal pocket gland located just above each of the pectoral fin bases. No other species of dogfish shark possesses those features. No other shark possesses those features either. There's no other shark in the world that has something like that. It's just, oh man. A second Mollisquama specimen was captured during a 2010 midwater trawl survey in the northern Gulf of Mexico, conducted by NOAA, NIMS, Southeast Fisheries Science Center, Mississippi Laboratories. Oh, this is interesting. The survey is conducted to explore possible fish and invertebrate prey associated with sperm whale aggregations. That's kind of funny, actually, because a lot of people comment that pocket sharks look like miniature sperm whales. That has nothing to do with biology, but just it's kind of a funny coincidence, you know. The Mollisquama specimen was identified by the Marine Mammals Research Group as a Delaciid shark and was retained as part of the specimen collection that was achieved at MSL. That must have been a really exciting trip, actually, because that's they got one of the rarest sharks in the world. It's pretty cool. To date, no other specimens of Mollisquama have been reported. Okay. We don't really need to go into material and methods. Okay. Specimen condition is kind of interesting. Specimen was dead when initially sorted from the catch. Vertical dermal lesion of unknown origin was present when the specimen was first examined prior to freezing. Oh man, the vertical lesion may have resulted either from contact with other specimens or with the trawl, or from significant body swelling relative to the preserved specimen that is apparent in photographs taken when the specimen was first landed. Ugh. Ugh. Oh man. A lot of mentions about body swelling. Oh jeez. This is gross, but it's Halloween. Okay. So here is the American pocket shark, the new species. So we took a brief look at it before, but we'll take kind of another look. So I'm going to catch up in the comments. It's pretty gross. Let's see. So this is interesting. The article mentions on the bottom photograph this is a unique pattern of like dermal denticles, and it's kind of wild to see. Like it's kind of like a that's a hexagon, right? 1, 2, yeah, hexagon. So it's like this interesting hexagon pattern right between the pectoral fins, and then you have these 2 dots right here, and then this kind of like line down the mid body. But that's interesting that for the American pocket shark, this is a unique pattern for this species, and then for the original pocket shark, that doesn't seem to be on there. So, oh, it's such a weird shark. So I'm very curious to see what this eats, because those are really tiny jaws, and it is a tiny shark. So 40 centimeters, that's, let's just convert that really quick. Centimeters to inches. So 15 inches or 1 foot maximum length. So I'm assuming it probably eats like invertebrates or small fishes. I can't imagine it doing something like a cookie cutter shark does, as far as like taking a plug or bite, like that kind of bite out of something. But I could be wrong. It's kind of cool to see that the snout, the eye, and the spiracle are all in pretty close alignment with each other. So I don't know if there's a particular purpose for that, but it's kind of cool to see that. The gills are very small, and then there is the infamous pocket. And again, very huge dermal denticles, and it's kind of cool that the name Mollisquama is referring to the dermal denticles specifically, so that's kind of like a key feature of this genus. So interesting. So let's keep looking. This is a cool diagram. This is still the American pocket shark. Oh man, it's so weird. I mean, he has a cute head, but yeah, there's that orifice. It's just very strange. I didn't realize how rare pocket sharks were. The fact that there's only 2 specimens in the world out of all of shark history. Pretty cool. Very rare group. Not surprising then there's literally no video. Okay, this is interesting. Specimen C. Diagram of the figure C. Diagram of the location and size of the pocket gland and the external orifice of Mollisquama sprini, interpreted from a radiograph. So this is interesting. So we have the eye right here, the spiracle right here, the vertebral column, the pocket gland, and then the orifice slit. So, okay. I don't know why this is making me feel more comfortable. I feel more comfortable that, you know, we have a diagram of what the gland looks like. I don't know. That somehow brings closure to, like, I think you missed this, Roy, but this shark literally kind of weirds me out a little bit. Like, of all the sharks, like, I love all sharks, but this was the only one that kind of, like, weirds me out. And I was telling Howard earlier that it's like, it's kind of like, you know, like trypophobia, like how people have trypophobia, like the weird fear of like holes in odd positions. Like the first time I learned about pocket sharks, it was similar to that. Like seeing this is such a weird feature, it kind of triggered that response, that visceral like, oh, that's pretty weird and kind of gross and disconcerting. But okay, I'm feeling kind of better for some reason. You know, like just seeing this kind of makes me feel better. It's like the opposite of hamster cheeks. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen that, but you know, hamsters seem very cute on the outside, but if you actually go into hamster anatomy, they're really gross. like in terms of like the mechanism in which they stuff their cheeks is really very weird. So I won't go into that. I will spare everybody hamster anatomy because it's really gross. But anyway, let's see. I do want to figure out. I'm just scanning this for any information on the pocket itself and theories in terms of like what it's used for. So this is kind of more about like exactly where everything is in position, everything else. So it's not going to be talking about kind of the why things are the way they are. Let's see. Kind of interesting. Lateral line pigmented, slightly darker than the background body color. It's kind of interesting. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, pocket gland. Position at a 45-degree to longitudinal axis of the body. I think these are just measurements. Tissue at corners of external orifice, lighter bluish gray. Margin of external orifice, crenulae of 14 shallow dermal folds, slightly raised above the surrounding tissue. That sounds really weird, honestly. Oh man, this is such a weird shark. Oh man, internal tissue past crenulations, light gray, progressing to much darker inner cavity, lined with numerous dark villi. Width of external orifice, excluding dermal folds about. This is such a weird thing. Okay. Photophores. So these are the light-producing organs. Series of putative photophore agglomerations along the abdominal ventral surface, arranged in 10 rows, consisting of 1 to 3 agglomerations in each row. Okay. This is cool. So these are dermal tentacles of the pocket shark. Figure A is an SEM micrograph of tentacles, the upper right flank, beneath the first dorsal fin. Tears to the left. B is a single dermal tentacle removed from the ventral surface, illustrating its translucent property. And C is modified dermal tentacle located 2.5 millimeters posterior to the mouth. So here we go. You know, these are actually extremely weird looking tentacles, because look how like they're very like, they have these kind of like indentations, you know. Most dermal tentacles have ridges, you know, like to help with reducing drag in the water column. Like they're very like they help the shark a shark become more streamlined. These are really weird. Like they have these like big like gaps or and kind of an irregular pattern. So these are very odd features. Interesting. Ooh. This is cool. So there's a DNA analysis, maximum likelihood phylogenetic tree. So we've got the pocket shark as a sister to the kitefin shark, Delacius licca, and the cookie cutter shark, Asistius brasiliensis. But this little clade is nested within its own group, and then Squaliosis and Euprotomicris. These are two species we have not seen before, but these are also delaciids. So So it looks like Mollisquama is more closely related to kitefin sharks and cookie cutter sharks than it is to the other delaciids. So, interesting. Oh. Cancel. Sorry about that. Interesting. Roy, you think the special dermodenticles are used as sensory organs? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't think so, but I mean I don't know because I've never seen a dermal denticle like that. I don't think so, just because like dermal denticles are made out of the same material as shark teeth as like the keratin. So, but I don't know. That's a good question because it is a very we've never seen a shark like this before. So let's see what. Maybe some of the discussion if it has any notes on that. So, let's see. The enigmatic genus Mollisquama has received scant attention from researchers since the Southeast Pacific holotype was described in 1984. Both the capture of the second specimen, additional features not documented for the holotype can now be described. Okay. Specimen condition, don't really want to know that. Here we go. Okay. The extraordinary pocket gland of Mollisquama is unique among cartilaginous fishes and may be only comparable to the luminous abdominal pouch of the delacid shark, Euprotomicroids Whoa, hold on. Euprotomicroids Xanthedeschia, or if you were to do actual Latin, it would be Xanthedeschia. Okay. Euprotomicroid Xanthedeschia. Okay, there you go. Sorry, that took me a second. The description of Euprotomicroid Xanthedeschia was based solely on the holotype, and the authors do not make the mention of the abdominal pouch. Okay, I've never heard of that, the abdominal pouch of this species. So we'll have to do this one someday. I vote not next stream, just cause I mean we could do it next stream. It's just we've done so many squall forms this spooky season, but we could do this one next stream though. So we'll put a pin in that. Let's see, because I had no idea it had this, the abdominal pouch. Let's see. The specimen emitted for Euprotomicroids. The specimen emitted a bright blue shine from the cloacal area, and it secreted a light blue colored fluid when it's placed into formalin for fixation. The blue colored fluid is also visible in a photograph taken from a third specimen captured during 2008. Ugh. Steeman and Kreft proposed that the function of the abdominal pouch was to secrete a luminous fluid to attract potential prey or mates, or to elude predators. There is histologic evidence that the tissue of the pouch may be luminescent as well. The orifice of the pocket gland of Mollisquama is relatively large and has physical characteristics that are similar to Euprotomicroids Xanthedeschia. In particular, the raised dermal folds around the margin of the opening, the presence of numerous internal villi, and color. Doganov described the gross morphology of the pocket glands in Mollisquama parini and to surmise that they may function to produce and secrete pheromones to attract potential mates. Okay. Interesting. So it's kind of cool. I had no idea that Euprotomicroids did that, like exuded colorful fluid or bioluminescent fluid. Interesting. The description of Mollisquama parini did not mention ventral abdominal photophore agglomerations, even though they are readily obvious in the Gulf of Mexico readily obvious in the Gulf of Mexico specimen. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So, kind of summarizing this, we can't discern the presence of agglomerations from the actually, let me just read that. It was not possible to discern the presence of agglomerations from the photograph of the holotype Mollisquama parini because the orientation of the specimen and due to sutures along the abdomen. Therefore, the presence of the holotype should not be ruled out. So basically, for the original pocket shark actually might have the same things, like the abdominal photophores, but the specimen may have been damaged or just wasn't photographed 100% correctly in the way it should have been. So it could have had those features, and we just kind of missed them. Interesting. Let's see. So before we move on to dermal denticles, I immediately kind of thought of like, so a few protomicroids, it kind of like using that fluid to maybe like attract prey or mates, or to elude predators. I immediately kind of thought of there's a squid that does that too. Like there is a squid that shoots out bioluminescent, I guess ink, if you will, to escape predators. So it could be a thing. I mean, like that makes sense, and like it could be kind of like parallel evolution in terms of like, you know, serving a similar function. Yeah, I don't know. But what do you guys think the pocket does for the pocket shark? Because it's interesting that they talk about pheromones specifically. I kind of like the idea that it could be like, I kind of think it does more than that. Is kind of my guess. I think maybe it could be something that like maybe the pocket shark also exudes bioluminescent fluid, because it's interesting that the actual pocket is somewhat like it's blue, like the actual entry to the pocket is blue looking. So I don't know, but let me know in the comments what you think the pocket is for. For dermal denticles, because we were curious about that too. The dermal denticles of Mollisquama are similar to the type 1 scales described by Reef. The similarities in their distribution pattern and morphology, in particular the ectodermal pits. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Delicious. The kyphon shark, Protomicros bispinatus, and the cookie cutter shark are other delacias that have the unique type 1 scale morphology, which is adaptive for bioluminescent countershading in mesopelagic habitats. Interesting. So the scales, or the dermal denticles, might look weird to help with, like what it just said, bioluminescent countershading. That's really cool. Okay, cool. So that's kind of the theory of why the scales look so weird, like the dermal denticles look so weird, is that maybe it is something, like the shark relies on bioluminescence, and so it is a feature that kind of aid in that. So, interesting. That's kind of cool. The teeth. There are several differences in the teeth of Mollisquama parini and the Gulf of Mexico specimen. The Gulf of Mexico specimen has a lower jaw that have outer crown margins with regular shallow notches, whereas the pocket shark has smooth crown margins. Let's see. Okay, this is going into a lot of detail about comparing the two species as far as their anatomy goes, vertebral counts, habitat differences. Here we go. Habitat characterizations for the captured locations of the Gulf of Mexico, Mollisquama, and the when they say holotype, they mean, you know, Mollisquama and parini, the pocket shark, are considerably different. The trawling depth for the holotype capture was 330 meters. From atop the Professor Mesyatezev seamount, with a nearly flat abyss surrounding seafloor topography at depths ranging from 2,000 to 2,500 meters. And other seamounts were in proximity. The maximum trawl depth of the Gulf of Mexico Mollisquama capture is 580 meters and well off bottom. Bottom depth 3,000 meters in epipelagic or upper mesopelagic waters. The seafloor topography is abyssal plain with depths over 3,000 meters, and there are no significant bottom features. So the original pocket shark was captured around seamounts. The Gulf of Mexico pocket shark, or the American pocket shark, was captured around like a flat abyssal plain. Interesting. There's a high degree of invertebrate and fish species endemism for the Hall-type capture area. So the original pocket shark was captured in an area that has a lot of unique species. Let's see. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Comparisons between the holotype and the Gulf of Mexico Mollisquama specimen are complicated by the possibility of a documented sexual dimorphism and ontogenic trigonometry in the two known specimens are juvenile male Mexico specimen with female holotype of Mollisquama parini. Okay, cool. So that's a lot of information. But I guess the big takeaway is that the dromedarials are really weird, and they could help with bioluminescent counter shading. And the pocket might help with secreting pheromones to attract mates. And that there's somewhat of like an analogous feature with another member of the Lachidae. So that's actually really cool. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with the pocket, you know, like, I think seeing this kind of diagram of the internal anatomy right here, like, with the pocket gland, it's like, yeah, you know, it's just something about this shark, you know, it's an adaptation it has, it's just something it uses to survive in these crazy deep sea environments, so, yeah, very weird, but very interesting, so... Howard, it definitely does at least one of the three things, and probably more than one I would lean, towards mating and escaping predators. So, cool. Audio fuzzy, sorry about that. So, I think before we take another look, there's another article. I think we could take like a science break, or like kind of like a deep science break, and check out something really cool. And I feel like I'm lagging a lot. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me check that, because I definitely feel like there's a lag. Sorry about that. Whoop. Hold on. That looks really weird. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with this. So, guess. Oh, thanks, Roy. Okay, audio. Roy says audio is good. I think my video is lagging a little bit, but we're gonna keep on going. And we're gonna take a break from the actual like marine, like hardcore marine science with the papers to check out a really cool website. I hope you guys have seen this before, and if not, I highly encourage just taking a look at it. This is a cool web project called The Deep Sea, Made with Love by Neil Agarwal. And if you just type in deep sea exploration, you'll be able to see this. It's super cool. So it's basically like a cool visualization of like how deep the ocean is, and kind of like what the biology is with this environment. So I think pocket shark is a really good one, good shark stream to kind of like do this deep sea dive. And like Halloween, I think it kind of fits because most of this is understandably going to be the actual deep ocean. So I think without further ado, let's check it out. So most of what we're used to, as far as like Blue Planet and nature specials and all that stuff, is in these nice shallow waters. So, and fun fact, like, red light, like the full color spectrum of light, penetrates to about 10 meters deep. So, 10 meters deep, and this is where you can do most of the scuba diving. This is where the most, it's 1 atmosphere pressure, the most basic scuba diving. You're really going to see the most colorful, and sometimes, like, the highest amount of biodiversity, really at the top, the shallowest parts of the ocean, which makes sense because all the phytoplankton are there. They're collecting, like, they get much more sunlight the closer to the surface. Like, the closer to the surface they are, the more sunlight they get. So there's a higher concentration of life and the surface waters. So 10 meters deep, this is the furthest extent of red light. As you go down, light starts to fade a little bit, so specific colors start to disappear, but it's still the sunlit zone, so we'll just kind of keep going, and it won't really stop until we see a shark. It's kind of cool that they pick out the spiny dogfish in the far left corner. I don't know if you can see that, but spiny dogfish is famously one of the few squaliforms that likes shallow water. It has a huge depth range, but it's kind of cool that they talk about it here.